I have another tip for you on delivering feedback on behavioural issues. So in the first video, I showed you how to give feedback based on observations, not evaluations. Very important. Let's just say you've given that and the response from the person is defensive, justification, blaming. They might even say, well, I've seen you do that before too. It's a good one. What you can do is never engage in an argument. Really, never engage in an argument. Let's say, for example, that a person during a meeting slammed their fists on the table, spoke loudly, raised their arms, and you bring them in, you give that feedback. You say, I noticed during the meeting you slammed your fist on the table, you raised your voice, you're waving your arms around. And let's just say the other person said, no, I did not. Here you go. Here's a big mistake. And that is saying, yes, you did. Now what have you got? You've got an argument on your hand. Now you're going to get the other person's ego involved, and your ego is going to be involved. And you will not actually achieve anything. The person will leave the room. You'll be there and going, that just went around in circles and I never got anywhere. So what's the alternative than arguing? It's to listen to the other person and repeat back exactly what they said, even if it sounds ludicrous to you. So when they say, no, I did not pound my fist on the table, you say, so what you're saying is you didn't pound your fist on the table. Is that right? And then you wait for the response, which could be, yes, that's right. Okay. Then you say, well, I observed differently. Honestly, that's what I saw. And then you pause, just like you would enjoy the pause of a beautiful piece of music. You must learn to enjoy the pauses in your conversations, especially about tricky issues like behaviour. So you pause and you wait patiently. And then if the other person is adamant that they did not slam their fist on the table or raise their voice or wave their arms, you say, well, that's okay. I've heard you. We have observed it differently. And I was just curious to know what was going on with you. Look, just to clear things up in the future, I need for the team to have mutual respect for each other. Would you be willing to just, if you have an issue, to raise it in a calmer way? Notice that when I am dealing with this behavioural issue, that I am allowing the other person to have their own perspective. We cannot see things the same way as the other person. So in this, really the big tip here for you is no matter what the response is after you've given them your observations from their behaviour, you acknowledge it, you listen, you repeat it back. And then if you need to, you say, I see it differently. Where do we go from here? I hope this tip has been helpful. I am running 5 half-day workshops on this very thing with lots of other tips, and hopefully you can join me. If not, I'm going to give you another tip soon.